Good morning, everyone. What if I told you that the single most powerful force in your life isn't talent, luck, or even discipline, but a reason? A reason so strong it pulls you forward when everything else tells you to stop. That's your why. Tony Robbins often says that purpose is power. And he's right. Think about it. Strategies change, circumstances shift, but when you know why you're doing something, you'll find the energy, the creativity, the persistence to keep moving, even when the world throws up walls. So how do you find it? Ask the deep questions. Not, what do I want? But what makes me feel fully alive? What impact do I crave to have? Look for the moments of meaning. When have you felt proud, fulfilled, on fire? Those moments are clues. Turn pain into purpose. Many of us discover our why by transforming a struggle into a mission to help others. Your why doesn't have to be grand or world famous. Maybe it's raising a family with love, building a business that uplifts your community, or creating art that sparks joy. The size doesn't matter, the truth does. And here's the secret. When your why is clear, the how reveals itself. Energy flows, challenges become fuel. You stop pushing and start being pulled by a vision larger than fear. Your why is the deep reason you get out of bed each morning, and understanding it is far more powerful than talent, luck, or even sheer discipline. Talent can open doors, but without a driving reason to keep honing that talent, it will eventually plateau. Luck can offer opportunities, but without a meaningful purpose to seize those moments, they slip away. Discipline certainly matters, yet discipline fueled only by willpower eventually wears thin. A clear and compelling why, on the other hand, provides a renewable source of energy that never runs dry because it comes from something far deeper than surface-level motivation. Think about a time when you worked on a project you didn't care about. Maybe you pushed yourself with deadlines and to-do lists, but each task felt heavier than the last. Now contrast that with a time when you were completely committed to a cause or vision that excited you. Hours passed like minutes. Obstacles became challenges you wanted to conquer, not burdens you had to endure. That difference wasn't about having more talent or better luck. It was about purpose. Purpose makes you resilient because it ties your actions to something meaningful, something bigger than today's discomfort or inconvenience. When you know your why, setbacks become stepping stones instead of stop signs. A failed attempt doesn't crush you. It informs your next move. That mindset is what separates those who merely try from those who ultimately succeed. Consider great innovators, athletes, or social leaders. Their skills are impressive, but their drive, the unwavering belief in a mission, is what carries them through the countless unseen hours of effort. They aren't just disciplined. They are pulled forward by a vision that matters to them on a gut level. This kind of purpose-driven energy also sharpens decision-making. Without a why, every choice can feel like a coin toss, and it's easy to get lost chasing trends or other people's expectations. But when you have a clear reason, you filter options through a simple question: does this move me closer to what truly matters? That clarity protects your time and attention, allowing you to focus on actions that align with your core values. It's not about being busier, it's about being intentional. Finding this source of motivation requires honest reflection. Ask yourself what excites you so much that you would do it even if no one else noticed. What problem in the world keeps you awake at night because you know you can help solve it? These questions dig beneath surface desires like status or money and reveal the underlying motivations that create lasting fulfillment. Once you start identifying those sparks of meaning, patterns will emerge. Those patterns point toward your personal why. Purpose also transforms the way you experience success. Achievements rooted in external validation, like titles or applause, can feel fleeting and hollow once the moment passes. But accomplishments aligned with your why bring a deeper satisfaction because you're not just winning, you're living in harmony with your values. The journey itself becomes rewarding, not just the destination. In the end, purpose is more than an inspiring idea. It is a powerful force that fuels perseverance, shapes choices, and makes each day feel significant. Talent might impress people, luck might open doors, and discipline might carry you part of the way, but your why is what sustains you for a lifetime. When you uncover it and live by it, you don't have to push yourself forward. Your vision pulls you. Many people set goals based on what they think they should want, a certain job title, a specific income, or a lifestyle they see celebrated by others. But discovering a true sense of purpose requires a different kind of inquiry, one that goes far beyond simply asking, "What do I want?" The deeper, more transformative question is, what makes me feel fully alive, and how can I create an impact that matters? This shift in questioning is subtle but profound. When you focus only on what you want, you are often guided by external rewards or fleeting desires. When you ask what brings you alive, you begin to uncover the internal drivers that will sustain you through challenges and give your life lasting meaning. This deeper self-examination invites you to explore feelings and experiences rather than possessions or achievements. Instead of picturing a dream house or a promotion, you might recall moments when you felt energized and completely engaged. Perhaps it was the time you helped a friend through a tough period, built something from scratch, or taught someone a new skill. Those moments carry emotional resonance because they connect to core values, compassion, creativity, growth, contribution, that speak to who you really are. By focusing on those feelings of vitality, you start to see patterns in what truly fulfills you. Asking deeper questions also helps separate societal expectations from personal truth. We live in a world that often equates success with wealth, status, or recognition. If you only ask, "What do I want?" you might unconsciously chase someone else's version of success. But when you ask, "What impact do I crave to have?" you peel back those layers of conditioning. Maybe you discover that your greatest satisfaction comes from mentoring young people, even if it doesn't lead to public acclaim. Or perhaps you find that solving complex problems gives you a sense of meaning that no paycheck can match. These insights can only emerge when you probe beyond surface desires. This deeper inquiry requires courage and honesty. It's tempting to list socially acceptable goals, become a manager, buy a house, earn a certain salary because they're easy to explain and widely admired. But true fulfillment often lies in more personal, less conventional directions. It might mean starting a small community garden, dedicating time to an artistic pursuit, or advocating for a cause that few others understand. When you give yourself permission to value these unique callings, you open the door to a life aligned with your authentic self. One effective way to explore these questions is to pay attention to your emotional and physical reactions. Notice when you feel excited, curious, or deeply satisfied. Keep a journal of moments that spark joy or give you a sense of contribution. Over time, these reflections will reveal recurring themes. You might realize that you thrive when collaborating, or that solitude and quiet creativity light you up. These discoveries are clues to your true purpose. Digging deeper also means accepting that your why may evolve. Life experiences, relationships, and personal growth can shift your perspective. What makes you feel alive at 20 may differ at 40. The key is to keep revisiting the question with openness, allowing your understanding to expand as you do. Purpose isn't a single answer etched in stone. It's a living, breathing relationship with your own values and desires. Ultimately, asking these deeper questions leads you to a purpose that can sustain you through adversity. External goals may lose their shine or change with circumstances, but the drive to live a life that feels meaningful and impactful will keep motivating you. By courageously exploring what truly lights you up and how you want to serve, you discover a why that provides direction and energy far beyond any temporary achievement. Discovering your deeper purpose often begins with noticing the moments that have already stirred something profound within you. These are the times when you felt an undeniable sense of fulfillment, when you lost track of hours because you were fully immersed, or when a quiet sense of pride settled in after you made a difference, big or small. These meaningful moments are more than happy memories. They are signposts pointing toward what matters most in your life. By revisiting them with curiosity, you can uncover the threads of passion and value that reveal your true why. Think back to experiences that filled you with energy and satisfaction. Maybe you organized a charity event and felt a surge of joy as the community came together. Perhaps you helped a colleague overcome a challenge and noticed a deep sense of connection and pride. It could even be a private moment, finishing a personal project, solving a tough problem, comforting a friend, when you felt a quiet, profound rightness. These instances are not random. They highlight where your natural interests and core values intersect. They show you the type of activities, environments, and relationships that awaken your spirit and give your life meaning. Often these meaningful moments share common elements that you might not see until you look closely. Maybe they involve creativity, painting, writing, designing solutions. Perhaps they revolve around service, helping others grow, healing pain, supporting a cause. Or maybe they connect to adventure and discovery, exploring new places, learning new ideas, or taking on exciting risks. By examining these experiences, you can identify patterns that tell you something important about yourself. You might realize that you thrive when collaborating with others, or that solitude fuels your deepest insights. These recurring themes are powerful clues to your purpose. It's easy to dismiss these moments as simple pleasures or coincidences, but they hold valuable data about your internal compass. Your body and emotions often recognize meaning before your rational mind catches up. The spark of enthusiasm you feel when telling a certain story or remembering a particular day is a signal. If you pay attention, you will notice that these moments leave a lasting imprint. Unlike fleeting pleasures or external rewards, they often align with your core values: integrity, compassion, growth, creativity, even if you didn't consciously plan them that way. Exploring these memories also helps separate what you truly value from what the world tells you to value. Social expectations might push you towards certain achievements, but the most memorable soul-stirring experiences rarely come from checking someone else's boxes. They come from authentic engagement, times when you were fully present and operating from your deepest self. Reflecting on these experiences allows you to see what is genuinely fulfilling, beyond accolades or material success. To dig deeper, consider keeping a journal where you record moments of genuine satisfaction as they happen. Over weeks or months, look back and highlight the ones that stand out. Ask yourself, what was I doing? Who was I with? Which skills or qualities was I using? How did this align with the person I want to become? By mapping these details, you'll start to see clear signals of where your purpose lies. Life's meaningful moments are like breadcrumbs leading you to your why. They might be scattered across years in different settings, but together they form a pattern that's uniquely yours. By following those breadcrumbs with attention and intention, you gain clarity about what energizes you and where you can make your greatest impact. These memories are not just reflections of the past, they are invitations to shape a future built on what truly lights you up, guiding you toward a life that feels both inspired and deeply satisfying. Some of the most powerful and lasting sources of purpose are born from pain. While it's natural to wish for a life free of struggle, challenges often shape us in ways comfort never could. Transforming pain into purpose means using hardship as fuel for growth and contribution, rather than allowing it to define or diminish you. This process is not about denying the hurt or pretending everything happens for a reason in a superficial sense. Instead, it's about choosing to extract meaning from what you've endured and channeling that meaning into something constructive and inspiring. Think of people who have turned personal adversity into movements or careers that uplift others. Many therapists were once individuals who needed healing themselves. Numerous activists began their work after experiencing injustice firsthand. Parents who lost a child sometimes establish foundations to help other families facing similar grief. Their pain became a catalyst for positive action, not because the suffering was good, but because they refused to let it end their story. They asked, how can I use what I've been through to ease someone else's path? That question transforms wounds into wisdom and compassion. When you experience hardship, loss, failure, trauma, or even deep disappointment, it can feel like your world has fractured. The first step in turning pain into purpose is to honor that pain, to fully acknowledge and process it. Suppressing or ignoring it only extends the suffering. Reflection, therapy, supportive relationships, and time can all help you move from raw hurt to understanding. As healing begins, you may notice insights emerging. Empathy for others, clarity about what truly matters, or a fierce desire to make sure no one else suffers in the same way. These insights become seeds of purpose. Perhaps you struggled with loneliness and now feel driven to create inclusive communities. Maybe you survived a serious illness and are passionate about health advocacy. Or you endured a difficult upbringing and now mentor young people who need guidance. In each case, the pain isn't erased, but it gains new meaning as it fuels action that benefits others. This transformation often gives people a profound sense of fulfillment because they're not only surviving, they're using their experience to make a tangible difference. Turning pain into purpose also builds resilience. When you view hardships as potential sources of growth, you begin to see challenges differently. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? You might ask, what can I learn or create from this? This mindset doesn't trivialize suffering. It empowers you to reclaim agency over your narrative. You're no longer a passive victim of circumstances. You become an active author of your life's next chapter. It's important to remember that this process takes time and self-compassion. Not every painful event needs to be turned into a grand mission, and not every purpose must be public. Sometimes the transformation is quiet and personal, developing patience, becoming more empathetic, or building stronger relationships. These shifts may not make headlines, but they profoundly impact your character and the people around you. Ultimately, using pain as a pathway to purpose allows you to turn some of life's hardest moments into a source of strength and direction. Your scars become reminders, not just of what you endured, but of the wisdom and drive that emerged from those experiences. By channeling hardship into growth and service, you transform something that once felt meaningless into a powerful reason to move forward, creating a life that honors both the struggle and the resilience it awakened. Clarity about your why acts like a powerful engine that naturally generates momentum. When you know exactly what drives you at a deep level, you no longer waste energy debating every decision or second-guessing each step. Instead of forcing yourself forward with sheer willpower, you are pulled by a vision that feels inevitable and meaningful. That pull creates a steady current of motivation, far stronger than any temporary burst of enthusiasm. It transforms effort from something you have to push into something that flows, because each action is connected to a purpose that matters. Imagine trying to row a boat across a wide lake without a clear destination. You might paddle hard, but you'll drift in circles or tire yourself out without making real progress. Now picture having a vivid landmark on the far shore. The same effort now propels you in a straight line, and even when waves push against you, you can quickly correct course. That is what a clear why does. It provides a point of reference, so that every stroke of effort counts. Without it, you may stay busy, but remain unfulfilled, moving but not advancing. This clarity also sharpens priorities. Life offers endless choices, and without a guiding purpose, it's easy to get pulled into obligations that consume time, but add little meaning. When you're clear on your why, decisions become simpler. You can ask, does this move me toward my purpose? If the answer is no, it's easier to say no without guilt. This selective focus channels your attention and resources into activities that truly matter, multiplying the impact of every hour you invest. The result is momentum that builds, because your energy isn't scattered across tasks that don't serve your larger goal. Knowing your why can even transform obstacles into fuel. Challenges that once felt discouraging become meaningful tests of your commitment. Instead of seeing setbacks as signs to quit, you interpret them as part of the journey towards something significant. This shift in perspective turns frustration into determination. Each problem solved and each barrier overcome reinforces your belief in the mission, adding to the sense of forward motion.